So yeah, anime OTPs, or I put in the description of the event, it could be like a OTP from like a cartoon when you were little. Like when you were little and you had an OTP, like it could be something like that. I have a few of those down here, but so whoever wants to start can start. Because I know me and Amber were talking before the call.
Bro.
Here, I'll start because I know, Karrie, you and me, especially in like the last discussion we did, we talked about them in length. Sol and Maka from Soul Eater.
Ugh.
I have them down on my list.
They were like definitely
I was like waiting for it, and it never like officially happened, and I was like, I don't stop with the teasing.
I know, it's like, again, like I've mentioned this before, it's kind of like one of those things. It's like, yes, like two characters can be like very close and like know a lot of stuff about each other and all that stuff and still be friends and not be romantically
just
like
best
attracted
friends
to each other. But it's like at the same time, it's like, but
there's a line.
there's a line.
It could have happened later.
Like
that was always
after
my
the story
thought. It
proper
was like,
ends.
yeah, it was always my thought. It was like once they had to grow up a little bit, but then once they did.
Yeah, that's always like my thing. Like if like a couple doesn't get together in the show, or like by the time the story ends.
What fanfic is for.
I'm like, that's what fanfic's for,
And fan art.
It's like, you could just pretend it
fandoms.
happens later. Like, there's nothing stopping you.
No, so
like,
alright, back in my
Headcanons.
cringe-worthy days, I would roleplay with my friends, and one of them, we created a Soul Eater roleplay, and basically we were, he was Soul and Maka's kid.
Yes.
And I was Stein and Marie's.
I just remember when we watched the show as the club, and then the whole time me and Karrie are sending each other back and forth Soul and Maka fan art.
Oh my god.
The whole time.
The whole time. Laughing at our little jokes and stuff.
And
it would
then
be like a completely serious moment, and then one of us would be like,
No, but that's kind of like with all my OTPs that I have down. If they're not canonically together, or it's not like heavily implied that they are going to get together or will get together, then I'm like, it's kind of like the feeling like I'm also fine if they're just friends. Like I really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, they'd make a
that's
good
the
couple.
thing. I'm a multi-shipper, so I don't, very rarely do I have one character and I'm like, this is the only person I think they should ever be with, blah, 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 blah. And like,
I'm only with that on certain like shows, but most of the time I am a multi-shipper. It just depends on what I'm watching.
Yeah.
I mean, I will have ones like favorite ships, and if I do have ships I don't like, usually it's because for some reason it's like toxic or gross.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it doesn't bother me, and that's why, like, for example, the Voltron one, like all the riots that happened over certain ships not being.
Oh my god! How did I
why
forget
didn't
about
we
Voltron?
already know
I have a
this?
Voltron one
It's a
down.
show.
No, and someone pointed out, they're like, guys, like the multiverse is literally a thing in the show, and I'm like,
Yeah.
somewhere in this show, your ship is canon. So
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. And honestly, it's like, so it's not. There's like really good fan fiction out there if you're really that desperate. Like, get your fix somewhere else. Leave the show alone.
Yeah. So bringing up Voltron, what was your guys' number one ship in that show? Because mine was definitely Pigeon Hunk, because I thought they were so cute.
Well, my straight one was Pigeon Hunk.
Was cute. Pigeon Hunk was cute. My favorite was Keith and Lance, and I feel like I'm always like really reluctant to say that because of like the fandom, and like if you say that, it was like that was like, you know, in the Whose Line Is It Anyways ways to start a fight, you can say that your favorite ship is Clance. That should be put on there. But that was always my favorite ship. But honestly, going into it, I was like, I know this isn't gonna happen. So like, I wasn't upset.
I keep telling Angel and Brittany that I was gonna make a after the show ends like fan fiction, because we get the pictures of them like growing up and becoming adults and stuff.
do.
Yeah, but
I'm
no,
like,
I was gonna make it a huge fan fiction after the ending
whole, like,
and
how the
of
parents met
beautifulness
thing.
is gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you put that line in if you're not gonna
throw
imply
that line out there?
I'm like,
if
why
it's
would you
not?
Yeah, I'm like, why would you put it in there if it's not implying something?
Listen, the show was planned out, but it wasn't planned out.
Yeah.
Okay, Megan, I know you've watched it because you're the one that suggested it to me, but Karrie, have you seen Samurai Champloo?
I know exactly who you're talking about.
No?
No,
Alright, okay. So, Megan, this is a question for you. Are you a Mugen and Fu, or are you a Jin and Fu?
It's been, okay,
I like
here's
the name Mugen, so I'm going with that one.
It's been so long since I've seen the show, but if I remember specifically, I do remember being a Mugen and Fu person.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen the show though, so
yeah.
Hey, look at that.
I just love Mugen, period. Like, I love Jin. Like, I'd be like, yes, but I'm like, nah, Jin needs him like a classy lady or something. That's like got like a crazy side. But no, I feel like Fu is just like, I don't know, she's perfect for Mugen.
Yeah. Inversely, I know Karrie has seen the show, but you haven't, Amber. I know for a fact you haven't seen it. Vaughn and Hitomi from Escaflowne. Karrie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That one's really, like, it's a cute ship, and it's really weird because Amber, since you don't know, they set it up like a love triangle, but then it's really weird because, like, for a while,
Yeah.
like, you ship her with the other guy, and then suddenly, like, it's
then
like
he turns out to be a hot mess.
he's a hot mess, and then Karrie, since you haven't seen the second half of the show, Alan turns into a fucking dick. He turns into such a dick.
Great.
I'm like, what's happening?
Oh,
like,
wonderful.
Vaughn Fennell drinks the
Are you
respect
talking?
women
I can't
juice.
remember her name, but the cat girl. That weird, like, love triangle thing you thought was Meryl?
Meryl? I think that's her name?
Something like that. I don't know, but that whole thing with it, I was like, what is this?
I never looked at that like it was a love triangle.
I'm not a huge love triangle one, but that love triangle cracks me up so much because she's like the only one with any like. She's like, we're engaged, and he's like, what?
He's like, huh?
She's my like childhood friend.
Yeah.
And then what is the main character's name? It has been so long. I know you just said it.
Hitomi.
Yeah, she's just like, cool, I'm not after him, and then yeah.
It's like, that's
the
not
whole
me.
dynamic kills me.
She's like, I'm here for Alan, and then Alan turns into a huge dick. So it's like,
she's like,
even
guess
it's
not.
so funny.
Also,
Karrie,
that girl just bounces between men.
Also, Karrie Malerna, you know the princess who like had a crush on Alan or whatever? She's done with Alan's shit too. She's like, I'm not having it. It's great.
I know she meets her, like, we stopped right when she met her fiance, dude, and they were kind of starting to hit it off, and I was like, you go, girl.
Her fiance is like,
I'm so glad she deserves something.
Okay.
I need to finish that. I need to stop either starting or rewatching and just finish the shows that I have started.
Finish Cowboy Bebop, and then you need to finish Escaflowne, and then you need to catch up with Fruits Basket.
I'm trying. I'm on like 16 or something of Cowboy Bebop, and then like my birthday hit, so it got chaotic, and I had to stop for a while. But I'm gonna pick it back up. We're gonna finish it.
Yeah. Speaking of Cowboy Bebop, Karrie, do you ship Spike and Faye at all?
Not yet.
Because I know, like, for me, it's not like, oh my god, hell yeah. But there's, like, people I've talked to who are like, yeah, I ship Spike and Faye. And I'm like, I see it. Like,
I see it. I don't mind it. It's not like, I'm not like, yeah. But, like, I wouldn't mind if it happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still getting to know Faye's character. I got to the fridge, and they created a creature, that whole episode, and then Ed just eats it and is fine. But where Faye like runs out after she got bit, she's in a towel, and Spike's just like, you good?
he gives no shits. He's like, you good, fam?
Yeah,
I was like, that's
we
good.
watched.
Like, that's friendship right there, but. I don't know. I don't ship it hard.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cute, I guess, if it happened.
Yeah.
I feel like most of mine I had to pull from movies, like either anime movies or like cartoon movies, just because I don't know, in shows I have so many just like ships that go around that are just crazy. So of course, like I put Howl's Moving Castle on here, so I put Hal and Sophie on there.
That one's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
And then I have your name on here.
Of course. You got it. It's so weird. I don't really, like, when I think of OTPs, like, I don't immediately go to films, which is really weird. Like, films aren't, like, the top, like, oh, yeah.
Well, because I feel like that's because you get, like, this one-shot, view of these people, but in a show you get multiple episodes exploring their personalities and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're like, yeah, I understand them more, and I can see them with this person, or can understand their relationship better and stuff. Like Inuyasha and Kagome. I know Megan hasn't seen it, you heathen.
I'm sorry.
I've seen a good amount of it, a lot of it. I've seen a lot of it. Yeah, I liked it. I've also it got to the point where I was like, I'm going to beat Inuyasha over the head with a stick if he does not just pick one and stick with it.
Yeah, that's a love triangle right there that I tormented over for many a moons.
I'm not a big fan of love triangles. I've stopped reading books like that I enjoyed halfway because they introduced the love triangles. So I have to push past because I know it gets really cute and they get over that. So if I pick back up Inuyasha, I just got to push past it.
No, that's one of the reasons I actually love Fruits Basket and how they handle the whole love triangle situation.
Yeah, because it's not ridiculous.
What I love about the Fruits Basket situation is that the rivalry between Kyo and Yuki is not based around Toru. It's not based on Toru. Like, they have a rivalry to begin with. And then also Toru is like, she's an oblivious cinnamon roll and she just she doesn't know. And no, but it's really,
and also both boys would be perfect, like they just want to see her happy, so like they would back down if they thought like okay, maybe I should take this better. I'm fine with love interests if they're written well. Yeah, it's just sometimes it's such a ridiculous trope that people throw in because they think, like, especially after Hunger Games came out and so many books was like, that's why it was popular, and it got ridiculous, and that ruined them for me.
Yeah. No, but Karrie, you obviously haven't caught up with Fruits Basket yet, but they've pretty much gotten rid of the love triangle. It is now very the one side, and
yes,
and
that makes me happy.
It's very like, and then like, I'm not gonna.
Is it the one who we both like better? The one that we were hoping she'd get with?
I can't remember which one you were reading.
Well, if it's going the way that the original went and the way the manga went, I know exactly who she ends up with.
I know who she ends up with too, but that's why I'm like, yeah. But
for the rest of it, all I know is Basket is the main girl.
But it's great because
dog boy, frat boy, and cat boy.
They put the two of them are kind of like forming their relationship, and then what they do with the other one, who like what they're doing with his character development that's not based in like the relationship, I'm like, hell yeah, that's great. So Fruits Basket is very, very fucking good. So
that makes me happy.
You need to catch up so I can talk to you about it.
But yeah, no, love interest is one thing I can't, or love triangles is just, I have such a hard time with them. So it makes me happy when we find like a well-written one, or they're just not introduced. I'm like, thank you.
Oh, here, since we were kind of talking about Inuyasha, going off of like 90s anime that are kind of like in the style of Inuyasha, and Amber, I know you don't like the show, but Rurouni I actually really did ship Kenshin and Karrie in Rurouni Kenshin. I don't know why.
If I could freaking stand watching it, maybe, but I'm just like, every time I try
it's just his voice, right? It's just his
yes,
voice that gets
he's so annoying in the Japanese
I feel that.
and the
I
dub.
feel that. Amber, you're not alone. I've like can't watch like certain shows just because
That's
I was like the voice
watch Tokyo
literally
Ghoul.
drives me up the wall. Whose voice must in Tokyo Ghoul?
Kaneki. And he's
dubbed?
the main fucking character.
It's always the main character.
The dub especially, I cannot stand him. The sub, I have to like grit my teeth through it. I don't know.
It's
there's
been
just
so
something
long.
about,
I don't even remember what his voice
There's just something about
sounds
his
like.
voice. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna read the manga because I cannot stand watching this.
I'm like 100% sure that it was Vampire Knight dubbed Yuki's
God.
voice that like ruined dubbed for me. That like ruined dubbed for me. After that, it was like a subbed only.
No, I started
but
reading
that's
the
like
manga first.
here's
and
the
then
thing.
I tried watching the anime.
Here's the thing. I love dubs though, and I know the Vampire Knight dub is shit. It's horrible. It's not great. La 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 la. Oh, okay. So, funny story. Amber knows this. I've only seen season 1 of Fairy Tail, but it's so funny.
Same.
Because
actually,
because and this is like one of the rare instances where I've been hooked onto an OTP purely through like fan art and fan fiction. I haven't even gotten to the point in the show where these two characters really like interact yet.
Is it Gajil and that one blue-headed chick?
Gajil and Levy. I'm like,
y'all need to finish the fucking show. I have watched it twice, and you guys haven't even finished it once.
I'm sorry.
I
read the
manga.
manga.
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I'm on the second freaking part of the manga, like. Ugh.
I knew exactly what you were talking about because I feel that. Like, I'm like, these two have barely started talking, but like all the fan art that has been shoved in my face about
y'all
them,
don't even know.
I know.
I
because
cried so fucking hard for them.
It's so funny because I remember like the first time I saw fan art of the two of them, because where I left off in the anime, I'm like, didn't he like crucify her or some shit? I'm like, what happened?
Hey, listen.
There was a turning point.
He paid for it. He got the shit beat out of him.
It's true.
Yeah, I've got past the point where Natsu beat the shit out of him, and like,
well, it was Loxus that beat the shit out of him.
Oh god.
The first time, and they're like, "Oh no, don't do that." And
it's been a while since I've watched that one too. Another one on the mile-long list.
Yep.
And of course, my main ship there is Natsu and Lucy.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that ship to fucking sail. I'm looking upon the horizon for that motherfucker. I have to use like a fucking telescope to see anything. It's like, if you keep shoving this fucking fan service in my face, I'm gonna have a meltdown.
Okay, here. Because I know that, I know Amber at least wants to talk about some of them gay ships.
I
know. We could because I know like the one show with like a lot of gay ships is Haikyuu.
Yeah.
Listen, no, okay. I ship them in there, but I try not to talk about it because I'm only in the parts where they're still in high school, so I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's cute, but like there's a point where it can't cross.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like for in our high school, I know that the time skip currently
happens.
They're at the time skip, they're all in their 20s and stuff, so it's fine. But like where I am in anime, and I just started the manga, so technically where I am in the manga, they're all under 18.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a limit.
It could be like little innocent gay ships though. It could be like
they're cute.
My biggest one though is
ships.
Probably Kuro and Tsukishima.
Tsukishima. That one's cute.
I don't really get that one. Like if you ship it is fine, but I never got that one.
That one was mostly it wasn't something that I got from the anime. It was mostly from the fandom where I got that one, and it's not like my top tier, but I think it's cute. Again, I'm a multi-shipper. I ship all of these boys with like everyone. So like,
yeah.
But that one's cute.
I'm one of the
Kuro and Kinma though.
Yeah. I'm a Daichi and Suga.
And Tsukishima and Yamaguchi.
Yes!
Daichi and Suga.
Because they're the dad and mom.
They're the dad and mom of Karasuno.
Yes! Karasuno parents. Crow parents.
Yes.
They even have a bunch of little kids. I'm sorry, the greatest meme
like,
out of that is the Suga being like, I'm a single mom now.
No, I saw a great, and it was a panel from the manga, and it was in the time skip, and it's when Hinata and Kageyama are like going against each other in a match, and you can see both Daichi and Suga are like, who do I root for? They're my children.
Okay, but listen, I'm pretty sure like all the different sports animes were literally made just for like, you know, the sports aspect, but the gay ship community
it's
right
the
there.
Exclamation
literally
point.
From basketball to football to baseball.
Did you know they're making a surfing one?
To ice skating.
A free Iwatobi Swim Club.
Did you know they're making a surfing one? I saw like an advertisement for it come out. It's 2 exclamation marks, I think.
Listen, they have a Cheer Boys on Funimation I need to watch. I'm like, yes.
I've been meaning to watch that. Okay. So,
no, but my favorite, I guess, to throw it out, my favorite ship is Kageyama and Hinata. I think it's so cute.
Yes.
They crack me up.
That's one of the ones where it's like, I personally see them more as just bros, but like, I get it. I understand it.
They just give me like the definition of already like that old married couple where they're just constantly bickering. And everyone's like, don't you hate each other? And they're like, no.
Megan, bro.
Bro.
Okay. No homo though. No, all the homo.
All the homo. Though, Karrie, we were talking to go on to My Hero Academia. Me and Amber were talking about how we ship Bakugo and Kirishima.
Yes.
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 Because I was just like, no, they're like the bromance of the bromance. They're the dudes where they're just like, you know what? We kiss and we snuggle. You got a problem with
it doesn't help that in the not Hero Rising, that first movie that came out, it's like they're together. They went to the one place together, and Kirishima brought clothes for Bakugo because he already anticipated all of Bakugo's arguments to not go to the banquet.
I still have not seen 2 Heroes.
I need to see that, yeah.
That one's really good. You get to see them all in formal clothes. It's adorable. And you get to see the original version of Hawks, which is like an actual giant like bird.
Oh.
Hawks' original design was like it looked like a hawk.
Oh, well, there you go. No, but it's really weird though, because I mostly ship Bakugo and Kirishima, but also season 4 also kind of introduced I also kind of ship Kirishima and Achido a little bit.
Oh yeah.
From like the flashbacks. And then I saw it on your list, Amber, Kaminari and Jiro.
Yes, I was like, did I spell her name right? I think I spelled her name right.
Yes,
but I'm
that
like,
one's
yes,
so cute. And
I love the fan art of them so much.
I think they're hinting at that being starting to become canon. Like very subtly, they're all very young, and that's obviously not the point, so it's not a big thing. But there's just little moments between the two where I'm like,
because I'm like,
I just want there to be a future
in their first year of high school.
Them on a secret date.
Yeah, they're all like
15, 2 years of high school.
years old. And they're literally like, you know, their life is on the line every other day.
Yeah.
They have other priorities.
I mean, even our canon, Uraraka having a crush on Deku, she's like, now is not the time for that.
She's like, we have other shit going on.
She's gotta make money! No, Uraraka and X Money. That's my favorite ship right there, Uraraka and her money. I did just see
But that's also another one, they're all 15, 16 years old, so like, as a non-minor, it's a little awkward. Yeah. You gotta put a line, like.
like it's cute, like it's like you gotta like ship them like in like the cute way, like oh they really do love each other, like kind of keep that like sexy bit of shipping like out until they're adults.
It's still gotta be very innocent.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Megan dying.
Me dying. This is interesting because it's not a show that a lot of people think of when they think of ships. Do you guys have any ships for Attack on Titan?
Oh, yeah, you already know I do, Megan. And it's fucking canon.
What's your ship?
Krista and Ymir.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's cute.
Yeah.
Not really anymore. It's been a while, and I've like grown up a bit since watching it, so I don't really anymore. I did not get behind the whole, and I know like the whole Eren and Mikasa thing, just because to me it was like,
I'm like, no, they're family.
So it's just, it wasn't down for me. I don't hate it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be like, screw the show, you know, if it does become, but I'm like, I'm not down for it.
Yeah, I'm
it's just not one of mine, but because other than Ymir and Krista, well, Jean and Marco was cute while that lasted.
That was cute.
That one was cute while it lasted.
I really ship Connie and Sasha.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's cute too.
It's
See,
really,
they're coming back to me now. it's been a while, so like I've got to think about it.
No, I really do ship them, especially like season 3 gives them quite a few like little moments in there, and I'm like, yes.
The Baldy and the potato eater.
Anji X Science is the best.
Yeah.
I have gay ships, it's fine, go for it.
Any gay ship here. Any gay ships that are plausible. How about that? You have any more?
Well, the main one is Victor and Yuri from Yuri on Ice.
That one's canon. What is the problem with that one?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just want to say the ones that are either canon or plausible.
Just go for it.
No, because
our channel.
I don't want to just say the ones that make me sound crazy.
No, because there's those two, and actually, like, my first watch through the show, I'm like, like, I see it, but on my second watch through the show, I really did ship Yurio and Odebek.
Yeah, that one's cute.
Yeah.
But again, Yurio's 15, so
yeah,
like, he doesn't look it.
How old
Yurio's
is Odebek?
15.
I can't fucking
Odebek's like 17, I
19.
think.
He's like 17.
I thought he was 19.
I think he's 17. Honestly, who knows? The show and their drawing of Minami's like 17.
That's like the one thing about anime is that like you draw minors that look so much
and they don't
older
look like minors. They look the same age as the 22-year-old, like who's like half dead over there. Like,
thanks, Karrie.
Great.
Megan and I are actually almost that age.
Are you not half dead? I'm 20.
Listen, I'm mostly dead. Not just half, I'm mostly dead.
Here, since when we watched Noragami again very recently, that like reinvigorated my like ship for Yato and Hiyori.
Yep, I have that down on my list.
Yeah. I'm like, I always think like
they're cute.
Yeah. I always think ships like that, I'm like, they're really cute, but I'm like, at the same time, it's like, one's a 15-year-old girl, and the other is like a guy who looks like
God.
15, 17, but he's thousands of years old.
That is a weird thing with animes with that theme. It's like, she's like 15, and he's like immortal. So like,
hey,
they
the
look
one
the
that
same
gets away
age,
with
but that age difference, though.
Or not gets away with it, but does it not like that, where it's a teenager, is doubles the part-timer.
That one's, I love that one. Which one did you want? Which one did you like, the girl he worked with or the huntress chick?
No, the girl he worked with.
I did too. I was like, can you imagine if he goes back and he's like, hey, this is now your new queen, and it's like that short little thing.
This is now the mistress
this
of
is now
hell.
the queen of hell, guys. And she's just like, ha! And so happy. And then they like actually get her angry, and they're like, oh, okay.
I need to go back and watch that again because I haven't
That
seen
was
it since
one
we watched it with
I
the
had
kid.
to watch that again.
That was one I had started, and then like I would like gave up on it, and then I was told that I had to finish. It was so good. Just, push through it and like push through that first couple. Just try it again, and I did, and I ended up loving it. So.
Oh, Amber, Satoru and Kaio from Erased.
No, listen, Megan, you missed out on the best content ever when you did not record Brittany and I.
I did. I really did.
Because we were literally fucking sobbing they didn't get together. We were sobbing. We were so angry. We're like, what? That little wife stealer? Like, we were pissed off at the other kid. We're like, you little motherfucker.
But at the same time, they didn't know when he was going to come out of that coma. And they were like, they were 10. They were 10!
I'm just saying what Brittany and I were thinking at that moment, just because fucking she went off and had a kid with somebody else.
But like all of this, I was imagining like high schoolers at the most, and they're like, they're 10! I was like, what is this show?
You need to watch Erased, Karrie.
I guess I don't think it's ever been treated.
You know what? We can, if we get newcomers, we can make it a newcomer event.
10-year-olds yet.
Newcomers and people who haven't seen it, or anyone who wants to watch it, can come watch Erased.
I'm gonna be there that night. That's the one I'm gonna come back. Yeah, I had that one down.
I don't think I've ever been told that it's a bunch of 10-year-olds before. I need to watch this movie.
No, and then
you need to. No, it's a legitimately like amazing show, Karrie. You really do need to watch it. But,
yeah, I've heard that, but I always imagine like high schoolers. I don't think it's.
The like one episode. No, Megan, the one episode that
I was like,
Brittany and I were
a high
shipping
school
the mom and the teacher.
Yes. Like the one time we shipped the mom and the teacher.
What is up with
we're not gonna give
animes being like 10-year-olds.
Yeah, we're not gonna give too much away, Karrie. I don't want to spoil it.
So in honor of your shirt, Megan, and the poster I can see in the background, who is your favorite person for Haruhi to be with? Like
if I remember correctly, when I first watched it, I did genuinely ship her with Hikaru. I did
too. Hikaru was my favorite with her. I thought that was so cute.
Yeah. I was like,
I wouldn't have been upset if she ended up with literally any of them.
Yeah.
Of course, the canon is she and
Tamaki, they end up getting married.
Tamaki and her get together. But I was like, I would be so fine with any of them, but like rooting for Hikaru.
Yeah. And then it was so funny though, because my friend Rachel, it was so funny because I introduced her to Oran. I was the one who introduced her to anime. And I showed her Oran, and she was like dead set on Haruhi and Mori, which was like the weirdest. Mori
that
was mine. I
didn't like throw in there occasionally, be like,
so weird.
That was one that like the show threw in there and be like, oh yeah, hey, he's still like a viable option, and we're like, no, not really.
No, I just loved him because he was like the strong, silent type. I'm like, he could sneak up in there anytime. He'd be like, hey, Haruhi.
Like, you don't know.
Mori was always my favorite. I loved Mori. So, but I was like, it's definitely like, it's either going to be Hikaru, Tamaki, or Kyoya.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to be
even then, like, I never really saw Kyoya as like a contender.
Kyoya, it kind of was just certain moments that I was like, I was suspicious by nature when it comes to shows. I was like, they're gonna make us think it's either gonna be Tamaki or Hikaru, and then Kyoya is gonna come out of like the left field and be like,
yeah,
me.
And
no, I watched.
It's gonna be one of those three.
I watched Oran after I learned you could ship not main people. And so just because they kept calling each other mommy and daddy, I shipped Tamaki and Kyoya.
People do. So.
But that's when the second when we watched the show together, I was like, wow, I don't remember this being so bad. And then when we watched the show, I'm like, wow, this has got some trash in it.
No, that's kind of like No. Okay, so going back to like how like a rewatch can affect how you look at a ship. Going back to like Bakugo and Kirishima, because I'd heard it was a thing, and I'm like, okay, I see it. And then of course I've been showing my sister My Hero, and on the rewatch, like all of their scenes, I'm like, oh my fucking god.
Like, I heard about it like back like in like season 1. I heard about the ship, and so like after that, I was like, I guess. And then every season, I'm just like, okay.
Okay.
No, my favorite moment of like gay realization for Megan was when we were watching Promare and they threw in that straight scene and Megan was literally like, no? With the rest of us. And I was like, oh my god.
I'm like, this isn't happening. It's not.
We're like, get out of here. Keep going. We know.
Ever. Just Megan going, no.
We all just, I think the whole theater came to the realization that was just to be like, oh no, this is the ship. And we're like, no, it's not. Get out of here.
Like, what is, I'm like, he literally has no interest in her, like, at all.
It was like literally out of nowhere. And we're like, no.
The anti-ship is Gallo and his shirt.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's a God, Promare was such a good fucking movie.
I know, I can't wait to watch it with everybody.
The 3 of us, with Megan in between me and you, Amber, was probably like both the best and worst mistake. Because Megan at some point literally turned and was like, you would say something, and then Amber says something, and then it was just...
Yeah, because both of you, because usually, like, because obviously when we watch stuff as a group, like at school, like we talk and we discuss. But if I'm in like a movie theater or in like a live setting where there's other people around, I generally like don't talk, or like if I do, it's like whispers. But then you two are there just making comments like willy-nilly, and I'm like,
no one was around us.
I'm like, I'm trying to pay attention.
Like the only other people in the movie theater were like 3 rows up and 2 like seats back, like over. Like they did not hear us.
Exactly. Like if it was filled to the brim, obviously I wouldn't have been saying it like that.
Yeah.
Like when we were watching
group of like 3 people
Rising,
like,
and I heard Eliza behind me. I was like, oh my god, she's being so loud.
Oh my god, Heroes Rising, me and Karrie were like whispering to each other the whole fucking time. We're like
back and forth, like, oh my god, does this mean something? Oh my god.
I'm like, how are they go back to normal after this? What happened?
Oh my god, does this mean it's sentient? What's happening? Like, no.
No, I was like shocked.
We need to put a chair in between all of us next time we go watch a movie.
It's like we can't sit next to each other. Oh my god.
See, I was sitting next to Hannah, so it was fine.
We need to plan out a seating chart to like...
It's like this person can't sit next to this person, that person can't sit there.
I stand by.
If we can even do that.
Yeah. I stand by. Seeing Heroes Rising in the theater was one of like the best like movie theaters.
That was fun.
That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun. I want to rewatch that. Movie. Just like to get like after the shock, and so you can like actually watch like and like pick it up.
Yeah,
the first movie and the second movie are on the list for spring.
Yeah, I impulse bought the DVD because Katie and I have yet to start season 4, but I'm like, as soon as we finish season 4, we're watching that goddamn movie. I'm like, it's happening, Katie, and I'm like, and we're gonna finish it before you go back to school.
Here's a show I haven't finished yet, but is totally not only canonical but utterly cute. Is from Toradora, Taiga and Ryuji.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, Toradora was really cute.
I know you finished it, Megan. I still need to.
Love that show, but if I'm being honest, the last 3 episodes, like, they're still great, but they kind of go off the rails, and I'm like, what's happening?
Oh boy.
We love that.
Okay, but going back to like the OTPs, like you're dead set on, like, because I know for me, there's like, because there's always that one point in time where you do have that one, like, because you have your chips, but there's like at one point in time you have your one OTP. It's like, please get together. I love you so much. Like, And right, like, what's that for you guys right now? Because I know for me it definitely is, because I'm watching it weekly now. It's going totally from Fruits Basket. So
I'm not really watching anything right now, but I just like have like a please get together. Because again, I'm really chill when it comes to ships.
mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm not like it has to be for some things. I don't know.
All
let
right.
me think.
You guys ready? You ready for a little story?
Okay.
So most people know my like original email like is my saying Luna forever. So I made that when I was like 13 or something, and by that time I had already watched Hitalia, or at least part of it. And so my original name on that account was not my name. It was actually Jenna Baleschmidt. And that's because Germany's name was Ludwig Baleschmidt, and I'm a redhead, obviously, and so Italy is a redhead, and so my email was a character creation of me as Germany and Italy's child, because they are my main OTP of forever.
They're OTP.
And you guys know this because it's my fucking screensaver on my computer. You have seen it.
Yep,
it's my main OTP. No other ship, like no multi-ships with that forever.
I love that.
I'm really trying to think.
I never thought I would ship countries.
Yeah,
that's a lot of things. It's like Italia. I never thought I'd do this with countries. Italia's like that show that just like creeps up on you and affects you in ways you never thought would.
And then you're just stuck forever and you can never escape it. I'm really trying to think. I mean, of course, Sol and Maka, Black Star and Tsubaki, Kid and Symmetry. I don't know.
I love that shit.
I'm trying to think of like a current one that I watched that I was just like, oh, these two need to get together.
I think the most
let me look at my list.
Probably is Retsuko and Haida from the Gretzko.
Yeah, those two are cute. Yeah.
And I'm just like, why do you keep hurting me, Gretzko? Why Retsuko? Why won't you love Haida? Please, please, he loves you so much.
I still haven't watched season 2 of Gretzko, actually. So
season 3 is coming out soon.
I saw that.
I want her to be happy. I want him to be happy because he's such a sweet bean.
Yeah. Gretzko is one of like the few shows like I can watch like in the background, like where it's like I don't have to like sit down and not do anything else to watch it. It's like I'll have it on while I'm working on shit. And
then all of a sudden you just hear screaming. You're like, what the fuck?
Shitty boss!
Yeah, shitty boss!
I have one. It's a gay one for Amber. It's not animated. It is one that I'm just like, does that count? Can I talk about that here?
Sure. We got like 7 minutes left. Let's just fuck it.
Have either one of you watched BBC's Merlin?
No.
Yes!
Merlin and Arthur.
I finally finished it. Like freshman year, like the summer after freshman year of college. I had watched the whole show in high school, but I never finished it because I knew how it ended, and I need to finish it. To be heartbroken, and I finally finished it, and I bawed like a little fucking baby,
no, I'm prepared to bawl, but I was just like
fan fictions, and I just sobbed.
That one's my it needs to happen, and it doesn't, of course.
I've seen
it's
like
just heavily implied.
I haven't seen the show, but I've definitely seen a lot of shit about that OTP. So
I recommend it. It's really good, even like without any of that. It's really good, and you can even take them as really good friends if you want to, like bros. But
it's like
I was just like, I'm waiting, and then
I love anything dealing with King Arthur. Like I think like that set of like stories and like canon is like super cool, and anything to do with it's like.
Well, if you like King Arthur, there's another Netflix show called Cursed that just came out. That was like a prequel
I need to watch
all of that. That my mom watched and really enjoyed. That's off topic, but
okay. Well, we got like 2 minutes left, so I think that was a good discussion.
Not of off topic next, but that's our norm.
Yeah, no, it's like half of it was OTPs and half of it was just talking about random shit.
You need to like in the title put like here's the topic and then put and etc.
Anime OTPs, etc. 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 etc.